Hello everyone, Mobius1 here with a very special announcement. Over the past month, I've been secretly working on a new website, and I'm finally ready to reveal it to the public. I am very excited to introduce you to Swooniversity.net. Swooniversity.net is, as the name suggests, a place to learn about the Star Wars Unlimited trading card game. As a level 2 judge in the Star Wars Unlimited Judge program, I've always found the idea of testing my knowledge of game rules and card interactions rather fun, so I turned that idea into a website. Swooniversity.net's primary play mode is Quiz Mode. As of recording this video, we currently have 110 total questions in our question databank, and that databank is divided into 3 difficulty categories: Padawan Mode, Knight Mode, and Master Mode. By clicking on any of these 3 buttons, you can run through all of the questions in that specific difficulty. Standard Mode will ask you to choose a set number of questions to answer, and will pull that many random questions from the entire databank, then give you a score at the end based on how many you answer correctly. Alternatively, Iron Man Mode will challenge you to answer every single question on the website and will end as soon as you answer one question incorrectly. And Endless Mode, on the other hand, will continue to ask you random questions until you decide to stop. Let's play a quick game of Standard Mode just to demonstrate how it works, and hopefully we get some easy questions. We'll choose a quiz duration of 5. And here we go. Player A controls Chirrut Imwe, one with the Force, with 3 damage on him. Player B attacks into Chirrut with the First Legion Snowtrooper. What best describes what happens? So in this case, Chirrut can't die, but the First Legion Snowtrooper is attacking with +2/+0 and Overwhelm since Chirrut's damaged, which means Chirrut's going to take 4 damage, but since he doesn't die, he doesn't get no Overwhelm damage is dealt to Player A's base, so that's the right answer. We'll go ahead and click that. You can see when you choose an answer, it'll immediately tell you if you get it right or wrong. In Standard Mode, it'll tell you what question number you're on and how many you've gotten correct so far, and then no matter whether you get it right or wrong, you'll get a quick description of why that's the right answer, as well as a rules entry in the comprehensive rules, so if you had any questions about it, you know where to go and look it up just to see how it is. Go ahead and just go to the next question. I'm not going to bother reading this one. I'm just going to pick a random answer, which I know is wrong. We'll go ahead and click Submit. There you go. Not only does it tell you that the answer is incorrect, it will also highlight the correct answer and again, give you a relevant description and relevant rules entry. We'll just keep going. I'm just going to breeze through these. And there we go. Once you get to the end of the quiz, you'll get a nice little breakdown of all of the questions that you were asked, whether you got it right or wrong, and what the correct answer was. So if you want to challenge your friends, you can go ahead and do that, see who can get a high score. Again, the Iron Man challenge will run through every question in the list, so see how many you can get right before you miss one, and yeah, hopefully that's pretty fun. Now, while Quiz Mode is and will forever be Swooniversity.net's main focus, I did want to include some other fun games on the site as well. Currently, the only other available mode is based on my YouTube series, Do You Know Star Wars Unlimited? If you're unfamiliar with the series, you can find it by clicking this link right here, but basically the way it works is the game presents you with a card that has been potentially changed somehow, and it's up to you to determine if it's been changed, and if so, how. Just to give you a quick demonstration, let's go ahead and jump into Padawan Mode, where hopefully we get a card that's not too difficult. All right, here we go. It'll show you an image of a card, ask you if this is the real version or not. We have Holdout Blaster here, which, spoiler alert, says it's an event card when it should be an upgrade. So we're going to go ahead and choose card type as what's wrong. Just heads up, there is the option for no change here. If you think that this is the actual version of the card, you can choose that. But we'll go ahead and click submit on card type. And of course, it will reveal the real card, which is in fact an upgrade. Now, this particular question just happened to be one that doesn't have what we call a follow-up. But on some more tricky ones, let's go ahead and do another one. All right, so next we have Fireball here, and this one is a little bit more tricky than just being the wrong card type. Hopefully this card's seen enough play. I'm trying not to spoil too many of these, but in this case, this is a good example of this. So what's wrong with this card is it says when the regroup phase starts, defeat this unit. That is not actually what happens with this card, so we're going to go ahead and click Ability Text as being what's wrong with this, and you'll see now when we click Submit Answer, it's going to make sure we actually know what the real card says. So it's going to make us choose what the real version of the card is, which, let's see. Secondly, when the regroup phase starts, deal 1 damage to an enemy unit. Nope, 1 damage to this unit. I think that's right. Yes, it's not a you may, it's just deal 1 damage to the unit. We'll go ahead and click submit. We got it right. And there is the real version of the card. And before we wrap things up, I do want to just point out in the top right corner here, we do have a little gear icon for an options menu. If you don't like the sound effects, we did include a disable feature here, so you can turn those off. We also have a lightsaber color selection here, which will change the glowing outline of the different windows on the website. So if you like red or green or purple or whatever, you can choose that to give yourself, kind of customize your visual experience, or you can turn it off completely. Personally, I like blue, so we'll leave that on. We do also have a link to a Discord server specifically for this website. So if you want to hop on there, you can chat about questions or ideas or give feedback. I'm totally open to feedback. This is really my first website that I've ever designed, but we've been putting a lot of work into it. So I'm happy to receive both positive and negative feedback. And yeah, that's swooniversity.net. Big shout out to Ninin, which I know I'm not saying your name right, but that's how I've always just read it in my head. So thank you, Ninin, for helping with all of the programming behind the scenes. Also, special thanks to fellow Judge Chanter, who's been quality assurance on a lot of the questions that I've been adding to the website to make sure that they're accurate. You can find a link to the website in the video description. Stay tuned for additional game modes and other cool features I plan on adding in the future. And I hope you guys enjoy, have fun, and I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about it. Thanks for watching. Mobius1 here. I'll see you in the next one.